So we'll go through this card one by one on the whatever all this jive prelims first. And the first fight to discuss or not discuss, potentially discuss, is Stephanie Egger versus Ailin Fiona Perez. Now, the nickname Fiona. What's happening there then? What's that all about? Ailin Fiona. Maybe that's she's going. I've got two names. I don't know what's happened there really.
Is that actually her nickname, or is that not just she's got a double barrel name?
Oh, for God's sake, I don't know.
Right. Well, it sounds just like she's got a double barrel name to me.
All right. Okay. Well, I don't know. There you go. Did you not watch this fight?
Quick research. No, I missed the first couple of fights on the card.
Okay. Well,
it was on in Paris, and so I missed the start of the card.
Oh, was you not aware that it was on in Paris?
I expected it to be on from 10 o'clock onwards, but then
and was you unaware of this being on in Paris?
I think I was watching like an Aston Villa football match or something like that.
Brilliant.
Yeah, it got towards the end of it, and I went, "Oh, hang on a second, there's a UFC on." I quickly switched it over, and it was Haqparast versus the Bull Makdessi.
Well, we can't chat about that fight yet. We've got to chat about Stephanie Egger versus Ailin Fiona Perez. Look, I can't remember exactly, but I believe that Egger wasn't meant to be on this card, and she jumped in for someone last-minute version, because if you remember, she was only fighting a couple of weeks ago, or it seems like only a couple of weeks ago.
The mystery armbar.
Did she do? Oh, that was that fight, was it? Yeah. Okay, well, that was her, was it? The one that didn't contest that she tapped?
Yeah, that was the one. It was the one where Silva was crying because she felt a tap, let the arm go, and Egger just sort of stood there a little bit, kind of looking confused. But, you could say that she was perhaps hoping to get a favourable decision of the refs or something. But I think one of the judges, wasn't it, said, look, I definitely 100% saw a tap. And you can tell by her reaction that she definitely tapped, because she didn't put up any kind of resistance, or when she stood up, she didn't kind of look confused or quizzical about why the fight had all of a sudden been stopped. So
yeah,
she looks pretty guilty. But anyway, that's it. That's
should have just contested it straight away. It may not have been that. It could have just been confusion over the whole thing. Maybe she knew she tapped, but the fight sort of seemed to not instantly get stopped. Who knows? And then you've got, what's her name, Bruno Silva or something. She was all up in arms. It's like, what's happening? Who knows? But there's no contesting taps unless you contest taps. That's all there is to it. Right? It's just as well she didn't. What was the other famous one of those? Famous was a bit of a crap comment. What was the other one of note of
Alistair Overeem versus Miocic?
Was that, yeah, brilliant.
I found a tap.
I found him tap. It's like, oh, did we? Well, let's have a look at the replay then.
Nasty, wasn't it? Putting it on like a live broadcast to see that, yeah, he was wrong. When he felt something in a fight, which he could very conceivably have felt, right? It's possible that he did feel something on his shorts, wherever it might have been. Anyway, we're not here to talk about over.
Maybe it was but it doesn't matter. We relate to other.
Yeah, but this Egger, there wasn't a mystery tap in this fight, was there? She won this fight, so we're talking about from her fight here to an old fight that she had. Now we're talking about bloody Alistair Overeem. So.
No, what we're talking about is mystery taps. That was your comment. You said mystery tap, and they're both mystery taps. Yeah, I'm just drawing a parallel, or is it a bad comparison?
Might be,
but I weren't really comparing them. But I think. Well, anyway, this fight was actually all right.
All right. Well, I'll have to take your word for it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, but didn't it had a finish, didn't it? She just rear naked choked her and that's it, hasn't it?
That's right, yeah. So it says submission, rear naked choke round 2.
Yeah, so there was nothing... she put us out of our misery quick, because it came on and I went, oh, no, crap! But it turns out that, it was only crap for a little while. Anyway, next fight is Khalid the Warrior Taha versus Cristian Problema Quinonez. Quinonez. Who?
Quinonez. No,
Quinonez.
I don't know. I didn't see it, and I'm not really an expert on these names, but yeah, isn't it Quinonez?
Okay, what do we think of the nickname the Warrior?
Yeah, garbage, isn't it?
Honestly, yeah. Not being nasty, it is a good fighting name, right? Because Warriors fight.
It's not even bad. It's not even garbage, even though I just said it was. It's
not, is it? But it is
too obvious. It's just too sort of obvious that sort of a name. He's got an amazing bob, though, hasn't
he? He has, yeah. By the way, you didn't see this. Can I ask, do you remember either of these blokes from previous fights? You remember? Is this Cristian Problema bloke? Is he had other fights in UFC? Because I don't remember him, but he was pretty good.
I don't remember.
Does it say he's his debut?
He was a newcomer, so it was his promotional debut. Yeah,
he's quite good, mate.
All right, I'll take your word for it. Well, I haven't seen it.
No, okay, Khalid, I'm just letting you know.
4 losses, 1 no contest, 1 win in his 6 UFC fights. So he's had a difficult start.
He was decent, I think. I'm not going to do what
I've seen Khalid before, and I actually thought he was all right when I've seen him before. So
he got done. Well, there you go. There you go. So the problem had done him. That's what I'm saying. Right.
He should maybe keep that aggression and pop down his tattooists.
Okay. Let's have a look at that in more detail, shall we? Hang on.
It's a Dragon Ball tattoo, isn't it, on his arm?
Oh, yeah. So it is.
Yeah, and the other one, I actually don't mind the artwork. It's just...
Is that a deer in the middle, is it?
Yeah, I kind of quite like the, deers are amazing, aren't they? Stag or whatever. So, kind of good pictures.
What's on the right and left? Can you see what the other things are?
No, it looks like... Is that as close as we can go in? It looks like he's got an eagle going on his throat.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I can see it now. I've made it full screen on my screen, and he's got eagle throat. That's real. On the right, I mean, it's not the best tattoo if you can't make out what it is, because you get a really good view of the thing on the right, and I can't tell you what it is. See his nick coming right through.
As a bit of artwork, I'm not mad on the Dragon Ball one, but as a bit of artwork, the stag one is, I think, pretty good. But if it was on a canvas or
T-shirt or something, yeah,
on a bit of paper, but I wouldn't necessarily transfer it onto my chest. But
yeah, well,
that's just because I'm not really the kind of guy who can pull off tattoos, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, look, what's wrong with the Dragon Ball?
I'm not sure he can either. But go on, sorry.
What's wrong with the Dragon Ball tattoo?
Nothing wrong with it. Just I just don't know how you can ever be into a show that much that you want to get it tattooed on your body. Is he still going to like Dragon Ball when he's 80? I know people don't get tattoos with these sort of thoughts in mind, but you're still going to be into Dragon Ball when you're 80?
Well, yeah, I don't see why not. Well, what's your favourite? Let's go with the TV show, not film. Favorite TV? No, it can be anything, because you might struggle with a TV show. If you can, what's your favorite?
I'm not going to get David Brent on my arm or on my chest or something.
Oh, right. So that's what I'm saying. So you do the what's his name? What that bloke did with?
Well, okay, let's put it like this, right? My favorite film.
Brent with a guitar on your arm. Is that what you do?
Which one? What?
Brent with a guitar on your arm, like the Johnny Cash.
Yeah, brilliant. That wouldn't be bad. Yeah, but growing up, my favourite film was Predator, as you know.
Okay, what about having him on you?
Well, here's the thing, right? So I could have got the Predator banged on my arm, but that franchise now is absolute dog do. And I'd now be like, everyone thinks I'm into Predator, and I am. I still love the original film, still think it's great. And even number 2 is pretty good. But then, I've got Predators, The Predator, Prey, the 2 AVPs, and they are all absolute dog. So now I've got like a tattoo of a bloke on my arm who's only got a 2 out of 7 win ratio in movies. So,
well, maybe the mistake there is getting the Predator. If you'd say got Schwarzenegger in Predator, would that be better? Because that's the original, there's no mistaking.
Yeah, but I'm not going to get I want to get like Dutch from Predator put on my arm.
Right.
And the thing is, I could get the Predator from the original movie because it actually does look different from the Predators in the other movies. But I ain't doing that either. I wouldn't. Like I said, there's nothing that I like enough. You know, I love lamb chops, right? Love lamb chops. I mean, the best thing in the world. I'm not not allowed. I don't eat them anymore, right? So
Yeah.
even if I got lamb chops put on my arm, I'll be looking at them going, don't even eat them anymore. It's just
Okay.
life changes, right?
No, but the question is, you've got no choice. You've got to do it. And if you've got no choice, you've got to do it. You said you'd have to have Brent on your arm.
No, I wouldn't have Brent on my arm.
No, okay. No, right. Okay, well, then you've got to pick who you would have. What TV show and character would you have on your arm? The film, you've said, you didn't say, you haven't answered it. You said you could put the Predator on. And I'm saying you have to choose. You've got no choice. You have to have it done. Got to walk around with it and everything. You know, you put your T-shirt on and cover it up. You've got to have a TV, something on your arm. Can be a logo, you know.
There's no TV show. There's no film.
There's Brent.
There's nothing that I like enough to permanently.
Right, but because you're being forced, right, to do it, you have to do it. It don't matter that you don't like it enough. It's under duress, but you got no choice. You got to do it. So you've got to pick the best of a bad bunch. You don't want to do it. I appreciate that.
I'll get back to you.
I don't want to do it.
I'll think about it.
You'll think about it.
Well, yeah, who would you have?
Well, look, if I say what was your favourite TV show, then I guess I'd have to say Knight Rider, right? Growing up. So I guess I'd either have to have Kit or Hasselhoff. And I suppose I'd go, well, let's go with the car.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
No, I like the Hoff, but I'm just saying, I guess I'd have to have the Kit. But for film...
Snake and the Eagle Shadow.
The problem here is, as you say, it's not just the way things date. It's what comes afterwards. So I do think that something from that era would probably go, yeah, I'd probably get Jackie Chan from that or Drunken Master. But like you say, they've been tainted over the years. Not him and the original, but I don't know. You'd have to get something timeless, a bit more, the Shaw Brothers logo or something like that instead. Rather than, no, I've got to pick a bloke. That's too easy. It's got to be a bloke or a character. And in that case, I think I would go with Sam Seed, so Chan's teacher in Snake and Eagle Shadow and Drunken Master, so that old granddad beggar. So hot, yeah, I'll take him. That's without thinking about it, you know, because the tattoo bloke standing there, I can't take all day. He's there with a needle. He's like, come on. So that's part of the challenge is you've got to just go, all right, okay, I guess Predator's my favourite. So you've got to do a film one. And you can't take all that. You can't think about it. Or you get the needle in your throat or something and just smash it out.
Well, you tell me I've got to pick something now, right?
Yeah. So both things, TV and film. I've done mine now, and that's it. Even look, I could come up with something later and go, damn it, I should have chose that. It's too late. I've got Kit on one arm and Sam Seed on the other. Yun Xiu Tian is his name for real. Classic. Oh, for God's sake! Right, you'd basically get a tattoo needle in your neck then.
I have a needle in my neck. It's better than getting David Brent on my arm for the rest of my life.
It's brilliant. Look, at the end of the day, they're the ones you brought up. Brent on one arm, but the guitar version, because you want to be like Johnny Cash and you want to pay homage to what's his name? Business's mate. The bloke who's got cash on his arm. Belcher. Yeah, you want to pay tribute to Belcher. And the other arms, I'm going to go with a Predator monster. I've made the decision for you. And can I ask, is there a difference? You say that, of course, that's been tainted over the years with the bad sequels. But can I ask, would someone who's real at Predator be able to look and go, that Predator is the orig, or does he look the same in all these films?
No, there are differences, but the Predator in the new Prey film looks quite a lot different to the other Predators, but you could easily mistake, say, the Predator in the original. I know a real sort of nerd might be able to tell the difference, but even the ones in Requiem, they kind of like, I think at some stage they kind of spliced with aliens, but just at a look, at a glance, you could mistake all the Predators for the first Predator. And someone thinks I've got bloody Alien versus Predator Requiem tattoo on my arm.
It's still Predator, isn't it?
That's just too much of a risk. It's too much of a risk. So
okay, well, it's better than a ink needle in the neck, I think. But
yeah,
although some people do that Quinonez has put a bloody eagle on his throat.
I can't remember things that I like that much.
Well, you don't really like that much, really. Yeah. All right, okay. Well, look, on the bottom of the screen it says we're chatting about Paris fight night, but it ain't our fault. Next fight, Benoit Saint Denis versus, that's his name, right? Benoit Saint Denis.
Well, I mean, I imagine a French person. I'm going to sound really pompous now, but it's only because you're forcing me to sound pompous. A French guy might say something a bit more Benoit Saint Denis or something like that. But
let's have it be a bit more confident with it. Because I don't know his name.
No, I'm not.
Please. I just thought it was Benoit Saint Denis.
Benoit, like Chris Benoit. Benoit Saint Denis.
Okay, yeah. See, now, I did struggle with the Denis bit because Denis is 2 N's, isn't it? So I went, what? It still says Denis, but okay. Did you see this fight with Gabriel Fly Miranda?
Nope.
As you can see, it got performance of the night. And I have to say, it was good. Now, this St. Denis bloke, he's some sort of ex-military, army, powers, SAS, Ant Middleton. Well, look at the shot.
Gabriel Miranda looks well cool.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah, he didn't look as cool on the night, but I admit that shot is good. He had a bit of grease on the night. But this St. Denis, right, okay. Remind me what happened in the fight as in the result. I think Denis won by a stoppage at some point.
Yeah, round 2, wasn't it?
Right. It was a good fight.
Right at the start of round 2.
Okay. Yeah. That's because he absolutely blazed him at the end of round 1. And, it was kind of...
Didn't recover.
Yeah, it was kind of lucky that the ref didn't wave it off and let him walk back to the stall. But because he did get up and walk back to the stall, so I think he was getting smashed on the floor, really powers. But it was a good fight. It was an exciting fight. It got performance of the night. I can't say whether it deserves that over the others yet because I'm revisited the others. But it was a good one. This St. Denis, he's brilliant powers, right? You can tell he's a soldier sort of bloke, as in ain't scared, don't care, walk through anything. But I have to be honest, he's a bit stiff. I think his skills were good, but he didn't move that head once. So he was getting tagged and all. It's just that he was rock solid and went, it don't matter. I'm like a tank. So it don't matter. So I don't know where that's going to get him long term. He won that fight and the crowd went nuts because he's, well, as you say, he's not Benoit Saint Denis because of where he was. He's Benoit Saint Denis. So they went nuts. Fair enough. And it was a decent fight. And I do think he was good, by the way. I kind of preferred Miranda's skills. It's just that the Denis bloke is, like I say, he's like a tank and walks through anything. But someone else might bang him out. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyway, it was decent, that fight. Next one. And you got nothing to say about that because you never saw it, right?
I saw it, no.
Okay. Have you seen this one?
No, I've told you now. I joined it at Haqparast versus...
Oh, yeah, you did say that. Sorry. Yeah, I do remember you saying it now. You miss loads.
Ask me one more time and there's going to be a problem.
Okay. All right. We're going to put a tattoo needle in my throat. I'll have... I don't know what I'd have on my throat. That's another time.
Always praying hands, isn't it? It's always those praying hands.
Yeah. Or what's Garbrandt got on his throat? What about Des from Devil Driver? Has he got an eyeball in his throat or something, ain't he?
What a rubbish idea, an eyeball in your throat.
No, he's thirded it.
He's got an eyeball like loads of lines or something like that. It don't look good in his throat tattoo.
It's a pretty powers mess, that's for sure, yeah. Right, so Perez, smile killer Ziam. Is he the smile killer because you come in and go, I'm going to have a fight with you and I'm here to enjoy myself, Bruce Leroy, Cazares, Sam Alvey style, but he wipes a smile off your face? Or when you see him with your girlfriend, it wipes a smile off your face because she's going to want to do him. Well, what is the reason for the smile killer, I wonder?
No idea. I doubt it's either of those, though.
You don't? Well, okay, you come up with one.
Well, I can't.
Oh, okay. So I came up with two, you come up with none, and mine have been smashed. Against Michal, Mad Dog, Figlak. I think I remember liking this fight, and I think I like both of them. And I do think this Perez Ziam, he's good, mate.
Yeah, I think he's good. Yeah, I've seen him before. Yeah,
okay, all right, okay. What was the result of this, please? I know Ziam won, but I can't remember how.
It's a decision, unanimous decision.
Yeah, all right. Okay, that's it. I think he's good. I did quite like Mad Dog and all. Anyway, I'm moving on until I get to a fight what we can actually discuss. Right.
Yep.
He's getting on my nerves, the ball.
Why?
Hang on. John Makdessi versus Nasrat Haqparast. Because all these fights are the same.
Yeah, I know where you're coming from.
And they're just getting a bit...
Doesn't fight regular enough either.
He don't, that's for sure.
One fight a year since 2017. So one in 2017, one 2018, one 2019, 2020, 2021, now 2022. He won't, but it's unlikely he'll squeeze another one in this year. So he's only had like one fight a year for the last sort of six years. And it's hard to build up any momentum. I may have had injuries and stuff like that we don't know about, but it's hard to build up any momentum or a following or a fan base if you're sort of just popping up on people's screens like once a year. You know?
He's got brilliant skills, and I'm sure you agree that he looks like a well-talented martial arts bloke, but I'm sure he's as frustrated as I am with these fights that he's just like, well, I don't know. At the end of it, I go, what was the point? Another one of these fights that where, you know, are called on the Makdessi side where just, you know, there was nothing happened. You know, he had the fight, he lost it on a decision, and that's the end of the story. Now, there's a bit more of a story on the other side with Haqparast and the way he fought this fight. What did you think of it?
Well, I thought it was a pretty standard Haqparast performance. Maybe a little less aggressive than he's been in past fights, but he was coming off 2 defeats. I think he's had to have a bit of I think he came in and he looked really good when he came in. And he probably thought, I'm going to crack into this top 15, no problem. And then he's lost his last 2, and it's maybe just given his confidence a bit of a knock, or made him just kind of go, all right, this isn't, I need to be a bit more calculated with what I'm doing here. And that's what it seemed like to me in this fight. He knew he was just edging out Makdessi, I think, in each round. And it's kind of what happened, right? He just kind of walked away with a 30-27, didn't get overly aggressive. Didn't do much more than he had to do, didn't put himself in too much danger, and that was kind of it. It wasn't a bad fight. I think both guys fought decent. There was some decent skills on display, but it was just sort of a fight where I kind of went, you know, like it just by round 3 I was a little bit like, you know,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's strange. So I do think Makdessi's good, and I think Haqparast is good. And I don't think it was a bad fight. I just think it was
all right.
Uneventful. That's what I'd probably say. It was just a bit uneventful.
Makdessi?
Just seemed almost like I don't want to say a sparring session, because that gives the impression that people aren't putting full 100% effort in, which I think they were. But I don't really remember anyone getting rocked, or it's just a fight that came and went.
Yeah. You know, and it sounds a bit nasty to say it, isn't it? Because they do the training camps and they get in there and they try. Like you say, there's no way they weren't trying their best to have a smash. The commentators were edging towards Haqparast, like you say, after getting defeated the previous 2 fights, making sure he won. You know what I mean? Fair enough. Well, you can't blame him for that, can you? You know what I mean? So
I mean, yeah, Makdessi's got he's got a decent UFC record, but like I say, it's just not enough. It's just not consistent enough. I mean, it's unbelievable. You know, he's even fought Sam Stan in the UFC.
Yeah, hands of stone. Now, funnily enough,
How long ago is that? That's like over 10 years. He's been in the UFC now for almost 12 years.
And only had 2 fights. Yeah, exactly.
He's only had 2, 4, 6, I think 19 fights.
Loads then.
In 12 years, it's not that many. I mean, it's probably, you get some fighters that just, like we'll probably talk about later, people like Joaquin Buckley, who come in there and they just burn through some fights and contests like there's no tomorrow. And they got 10 fights in the UFC when they only appear to have been in it for a year or two. So,
well, look, let's just go with when I used to see Makdessi on cards, and the same as this one, when his name come up, and I've sounded like I've been crap, I did go brilliant, good fighter, yeah, exciting bloke and everything. Honestly, I did. I went brilliant, but it just turned out to not be brilliant. But he ain't crap. He ain't crap. Didn't he have an amazing fight with Cerrone where he got his jaw broken and all that? That was a good one.
Yeah, he did have a fight with Cerrone. Yeah, he lost to Cerrone, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good Powers, bloodbath version, I think, where he had to get his
if you look at that fight, right? So when he fought Cerrone, after that, he's had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He's had 9 fights since he lost to Don Cerrone. We'll now see how many fights Don Cerrone had after that fight. Just to give.
Yeah, I mean, he was particularly an active fighter. But
yeah, I know it's not a great example, but since then, so Makdessi has had 9 fights since then. Cowboys had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13. I've lost count. 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Wow, it was already crap, the counting.
I think I don't know. I'll have to redo it. Forget it. Yeah, forget it. But a lot.
He's had loads.
Then let me do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
We'll store
13,
that number.
14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. He's had 20. In the same time that Makdessi's had 9, I think it was. So over double the fights.
All right. Well, like I said, pretty nasty comparison, but okay.
Yeah, it is, but it just, it's just
the facts are the facts, and that's all there is to it.
Yeah, you come up with something more interesting then. Right.
Well, I've done loads of stuff like what tattoo would you get, what show on your arm.
That was a load of crap.
What was the other bit I said? Hang on, there were some other good ones. I said what the Smile Killer's nickname could mean. I've done good ones.
Yeah. All rubbish. Next.
All right. Well, I didn't say they were better, but I'm just saying I have tried. Next fight. Oh, well, it's performance of the night. It's against absolute muscle business, that bloody Stoltzfus. Look at that flipping bod. Abbas Magomedov versus Duston. Have I spelled his name wrong? His name ain't Duston, is it?
You put Duston, yeah. It's like he's...
Oh, the I and the O are next to each other on the keyboard.
Yeah.
I've just checked. Okay, so Duston Stoltzfus. And yeah, well, look, what did you think? Let's have it.
Amazing that you managed to spell Stoltzfus right, but got Dustin wrong.
Performance of the night. This one, another performance of the night.
Not really much. Not really much to say about this fight. Is there?
Good, isn't he? That Magomedov. Weren't the Stoltzfus? He's another one of them big brick blokes,
Yeah, he's just sort of a grinding wrestler, kind of guy. Yeah, I mean, it was over. It was a nice front kick, and then he kind of fainted with a jab and threw out a nice uppercut. He definitely needed to land more strikes after that to finish that fight.
You think so? You think it was an early?
Yeah, I mean, he definitely rung Stoltzfus's bell. He was definitely rocked and definitely in trouble about it because he after landing the kick, he kind of done a little bit of a wobble and retreated, and I think that's also what gave him the cut on his lip. But I don't think he was. It's not like he was wobbling and falling to the floor, right? It just that kick gave him cause for concern and made him retreat, understandably. But those follow-up punches were definitely needed, and they were accurate and they were fast, and that was all she wrote. So yeah, he certainly looks good, Magomedov. But like is often the case, you can't get too carried away with quick KOs because you don't get to see enough of the complete skill set. You don't get to see the things that we're talking about with Chimaev and Gilbert Burns, you don't get to see, have they got the grit, have they got the cardio, the gas tank, the chin, all these other things. So yeah, he looks great in a 19-second KO victory. But you know, we've been stung before by Johnny Walker, right? We've been burned by this before, so I'm not going to get too carried away. I need to see a little bit more. But yeah, he looked, for those 19 seconds, looked very good. You know, great physique for this kind of sport as well, right? Sinewy, muscly, long, rangy, but still looks powerful. So got good physique, good size to him, good range, good everything. But you know,
that's a good point.
Seconds.
Very good point. His physical attributes lend themselves well for sure. So yeah, he looked good. But I quite like Duston and all. I know he got done, but
yeah, dust
he
off.
looks mint.
He does look good, yeah.
He looks a little bit like, what was that bloke called from back in the days?
He reminds me of Drew Dober.
The fighting method is the same, yeah, no difference.
But also, you know, the bod, you know, the fact that he's got a good bod and, you know, a bit of a...
No, but what about the bloke from back in the days, the American badass or whatever his name is?
Bill Baroni?
Yeah.
New York
he's a bit of a Baroni, no?
Yeah, a little bit. Not as muscly as Baroni, though.
And he looks a little bit like the bloke from Caged.
Matt Schnell?
Yeah.
Why don't you just say Matt Schnell rather than the bloke from Caged? It's a miracle that I knew who you were talking about. But he does look like, yeah, he could be his older, bigger brother or something.
Right.
Yeah.
So quite a few lookalikes there for him. Yeah, so good fight. Performance of the night. Yeah, all right. Well, brilliant. That's the prelims done.
See you later.
See you later.